Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I need to prepare something for a customer demonstration, and in this video I'm going to show you what I do because I think that it might be also interesting for you. I'm using various types of things like, for example, ChatGPT to write a simulator of data because I have no physical devices. I want to use simulated devices, simulated data, and Repl.it or Repl.it, how do you pronounce that? I don't know. Let's call it Repl.it to actually host the simulation code. So before we start with anything, we go ahead and create a new REPL, I don't know. Sorry for if I pronounce it wrong. A Python Repl.it, and we need to use this for running the simulation. This is basically spinning up a server where you can run some code in here, and we are using this to host the code I created using ChatGPT. So basically I asked ChatGPT, can you create a simulation for me that puts out sensor data for number of 10 devices. It should include energy, state, differential pressure, filter capacity, motor temperature, and so on. So it created it, going to paste it, and maybe we should also already be able to send and run it. Let's see what happens if we run it. Failed to send data, your endpoint URL here, invalid URL. Yes, okay, so where do we get the URL from? So back to Datacake. I already created 8 devices. And these devices are standard API devices. If I click on one, open it up, go into configuration, you can see that there is an HTTP payload decoder. And basically I told ChatGPT, you can see it somewhere here, that it should construct the payload that this script is sending out according to the description of our HTTP payload decoder. And in this HTTP payload decoder for that device, we can see the endpoint URL, which is the URL for the product where this device belongs to. We copy it. Let's go back into Repl.it. And in here, there must be somewhere the placeholder for the endpoint URL. I can paste it in here. Seems to be good. And now I can run it again. And this time it seems to be working pretty good. Yeah. So it was sending basically sensor data for 10 devices. We can go into Datacake now and reload the page once more. Scroll down to the HTTP payload decoder section. And then here we have show logs. And there we can already see that there was information transferred to the platform. Let's copy it. First of all, let's see there's like temperature, battery, humidity, CO2, location, power, energy, solar, state, and counter, which is not what I was asking for, but let's basically paste this, try the decoder, and it says yes, it was recognizing it. It was also forwarding it to the device, and the timestamp was set. And in here we have the fields. So that means we could go now ahead and click on one of those fields, because that would then ask us for creating the fields on the device. But as there is a mistake, we need to ask ChatGPT again. Okay, I just basically wrote a short text that I told him, well, look, you are sending the wrong information. I want the following, and then I'm going to send this. Tell him that I need a different structure. So it now goes through everything again and starts writing the Python script. Okay, I merged the changes. Let's run it again. And we can see already it now forwards things like differential pressure, motor temperature, airflow temperature, blah, 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 and so on. Looks a lot better. But let's go to Datacake, reload once more. And after reloading, we can scroll down and go to the HTTP payload decoder section, go into the logs and we can see, okay, this looks a little bit different. We can also see the various types of requests in here for the different air units. And then we can go paste the payload again, press on try decoder, and now we do see the different types of things. We can ignore these error messages here because they are for configuration fields from the standard payload decoder. But now it's time to actually create the fields. Energy, differential pressure, ambient temperature. We can also provide a unit in here. The warning is a Boolean field, that's correct. Motor temperature is also temperature. Airflow temperature, yep. And I just saw that the the state field is still a float. It should be Boolean. Let's go ask ChatGPT. While he is creating this, I'm going back into Datacake and I basically created those fields. And if I run the decoder now again, it will tell me device not found. And this is expected behavior because we can see that the device is actually air unit 04. This is the serial number, and we can provide custom serial numbers on Datacake. So we simply need to provide this. Let me see, this is air ventilation unit 01. So this is air unit 01, save it. And if I now simulate this for air unit 01, we can see, okay, this is working again. Filter capacity is percentage. We can also turn this into primary because that's the most important information that we want to see on the dashboard. Add field, try decoder again. State is missing. Let's see what ChatGPT did. It looks good. Let's go back into Datacake, save the decoder once more, show logs. Yeah, now it looks correct. We can say this, set this to Boolean, add field, save this once more, try the decoder, and now we can see that it is working. Actually, last but not least, what we also want to do is, of course, devices usually they have a geolocation. Let's call this location and device location. We could also add signal battery if needed. Let's put energy as a battery, device battery field, and we already have the filter capacity set to primary. Probably we want the ambient temperature added field, set this as secondary important value, and now we are all set. And you can see that there's actually also already data being recorded. This is because the Python simulator that we put on Repl.it works and sends data all of the time. You can see the requests being forwarded here. This is the air ventilation unit 01. And because we're already forwarding to all of the other units, what we need to do now is basically go into the devices, and you can see it's online, into the second one, and change the serial numbers for all of them. Second, I'm going to skip forward now. I changed the serial numbers. We can blend them in here. Of all of them from air unit 01 to air unit 08. We need to go back into the Repl.it once more and restart it because it's just sending every 5 minutes, not to flood the database too much. And we are now sending for all the other ones. Let's go into Datacake, reload, and we can see that they're now all online and actually receiving data and displaying data already here in the preview. What we can do now, we can go ahead and then also create a dashboard, add widget, value. Just doing this very, very quickly. Save, add a new widget, value, data, and of course the air filter capacity. Yeah, as you can see, I was pretty fast moving through it. No, actually, I was skipping the video, and we have a dashboard set for air ventilation unit 01. But because we were working with products and all of these 8 devices belong to the same product, we already have a dashboard for all the other devices, but they're showing their device specific information. But of course, this makes it more easy to work with larger fleets. We can also set a location based on the location field that I added. We simply need to just pick any place here in the world, set value, and the value is then recorded on the field, which, for example, if we go into another unit and set the location for this one here, we could set this location to somewhere else in the world. Spain, for example, set location. And if I go into the device fleet view again, and then onto map, I can actually see these devices on a map, and then can also show the device name. We can see now this is primary, secondary, which is the temperature, the ambient temperature. Actually, even though if it's a simulation, makes much sense. And we can see, set to device signal. We don't record signals this simulation, but it could be a cellular signal. And device battery, which is energy consumption in here. You can switch, of course, to various styles here. And I personally like that style here. You can then click on the device, see it here in this pop-up, and then have the nice sidebar dashboard, which gives you all of these informations. And then you can use an API on top to build your own app, but we also have an app for that. We can go in here, open one of these devices, and if you go into the sharing, to the dashboard edit mode, you can see public link in here. This opens up a new modal where you can activate a link and create the public link. And now, hold on, I will take my smartphone app, and this is actually the Datacake app. I don't know how it works with my new camera, but I can actually scan the QR code now. Device was scanned successfully, save it, and I have the air ventilation unit right here in the view of my smartphone. Yeah, that's how it works. I hope you enjoyed the video. This helped me setting up a demonstration for a customer. And of course, I wanted to record my steps in order to be able to present, the solution to public. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.